With the recent buff of the Earthquake boots, the E-Titans have just become the strongest army in the game. They deal with the CC so much better than any other army, and it's insane, and I'm going to show you guys how to use them. Alright everybody, let me show you what we're working with, but first let me give you a brief introduction of why the E-Titans have suddenly made a surge in popularity. So I think that everybody knows the E-Titans had a major weakness, which was the walls. They're basically like melee archer queens, right? They love to hit the walls, they get stuck on walls forever, and because of that you either time fell or they die because they're getting hit stuck on walls, right? So with the buff of the Earthquake boots, which by the way is going to be the single most important piece of equipment that you're going to be using with this army, it made the E-Titans come back single-handedly. These things honestly are going to rival the Super Witches in terms of how strong they are in actual attacks, and I'm going to show you some examples in hard mode because that's how good they are. But let's go over the army and spells and everything really quickly. So the reason you want the Spear Fox on the King is because without the Giant Gauntlet, by the way, you can run the Giant Gauntlet if you want to. I like the Spiky Ball because it just does a little bit of extra damage when you activate the ability, but really you can run any second piece of equipment on the King if you want. The Earthquake Boots are the most important, and even at level 1 they're good enough. So the reason I've got the Spear Fox on the King is without the Giant Gauntlet, he's not as tanky, right? And I want to wait as long as possible for the King to get into the very middle of the base before I activate his ability. So I use the Spear Fox because every 5 seconds or so he goes invisible for 4 seconds, so he's not taking any damage, right? And I also use the Rocket Spear on the Royal Champion. At level 12, you can use the Rocket Spear. That's when it has 8 shots. At level 18 is when it gets its 9th, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, level 12 it becomes usable, and I've got the Phoenix because obviously the Spirit Fox is just going to go in and die. You could use the Diggy if you want to, if you don't have the Phoenix or don't have it leveled up, but I like the Phoenix a little bit better. Obviously we're doing the Fireball and the Rage Gem on the Warden, and then you do not need the Magic Mirror. You definitely want the Healer Puppet, but you don't need the Magic Mirror. Giant Arrow or Frozen Arrow are totally fine. And honestly, I'm actually going to take this poison out because we don't need that poison. I'm going to actually put in a second invis spell because I'm in hard mode, right? That's not my friendly army. We've got 2 invisibility spells, including the one in my CC, to help us get a good fireball. We have 2 earthquakes. This isn't my friendly challenge army. We have 2 earthquakes to help get rid of defenses because I'm in hard mode. If you're not in hard mode, you only need 1 earthquake. And then I would honestly just maybe take another freeze instead of the second invis spell that I've got in like the clan castle, because you definitely don't need a poison with its army. The E-Titans deal with the CC and the Skelly so well. Anyway, with the army, you're basically going to treat it a lot like a Super Witch attack. You're going to start off with a Fireball. You're going to use the E-Titans to funnel your Warden in a direction, and then you're going to counter funnel with your Siege Barracks and your Queen, and then get them to go mid. And it's a pretty simple attack. I think everybody's seen it a million times. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into an attack in hard mode. All right, here we are in hard mode. Obviously, I can't do legend hit like a legendly hit in hard mode, right? Because that's not a thing. Maybe one day, who knows? Anyway, I'm going to show you guys that this is possible to do in hard mode. This is a fantastic army, and I'm actually being serious when I said this. I really think this army will definitely dethrone the Super Witches at one point. They become so strong at dealing with CCs and the skeleton traps where Super Witches definitely struggle a little bit. So let's go ahead. We're going to get just a mediocre fireball, not even anything fancy. Just to get rid of that multi-archer tower in the Inferno there. We're going to let our Warden kill a few of these buildings, right? I don't want to put my E-Titans down and have them walk left when I want them to go down towards the Eagle. It's a good idea to take down the Eagle first. Yes, so it's not raining damage down on your army the entire time, and sometimes it can target the Druids, which is kind of annoying, so you don't want that to happen. Let's go ahead and put everything down. We'll put our Baby Dragon down too. We'll put our other wall break down, and then I'm actually going to jump like right over here because I want them to kind of go left and not right, because I think my Queen will get the Eagle here. Awesome. That's perfect. And then they'll walk left. And you can see this. Look at all these skeleton traps that normally are so annoying. Obviously they eat them right up, right? And then obviously if you look at this, look, the Headhunters die before they can even get to a hero. So it's really not a big issue. We're going to send our Royal Champion in from this side, and we're going to use the Rocket Spear. Let's go ahead and just rage these guys. I'm going to wait just a little bit before I use my King ability. I want him to just get a little bit further into the base so that he opens up the Town Hall area, ideally. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. You can see the Earthquake boosts just allow these E-Titans to get wherever they want in the base. And I use an Overgrowth spell because I really like to be able to just shut off a section of the base. And again, keep in mind, this is hard mode, right? So this would not normally be nearly this difficult if you were in Legends League attacking this base. So that is something to keep in mind. But you can still see how strong this army really is. I mean, we've still got... So it looks like the E-Titans are down now, but keep in mind, it is hard mode, right? Everything's doing more damage and whatnot, so... but it looks like we're still good. I'm telling you guys, all you've got to do is start off with a fireball and just use it like you would the Super Witch army, but it really is. I really think it is stronger than the Super Witches. They're just so good, and they move through the base a little bit more quickly because of how quickly they deal with the CC. Even like 3 ice golems, by the time the first ice golem dies and they're unfrozen again, they've killed the second and third ice golem because just the aura from 4 ice golem, or from 4 E-Titans, right? So you don't have to get stuck nearly as long. All right, let's show off a second base. So on this one, I'm not going to need 2 earthquake or 2 invisibility spells, right? Because I'm going to be able to get all 3 of these defenses here with 1 and then just fireball the scatter shot. I do need 2 earthquakes, right? Because this is hard mode. And then I'm just going to treat this just like I do every other attack, right? I'm going to put my siege barracks and my queen to counter funnel on the other side and then send my smash into the middle of the base. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that. Let's fireball. We've got to be kind of quick because there are builder huts in the area. And we want them to not repair those, obviously. And then I'm going to put my siege barracks and my queen right there, but I'm going to wait just a minute. That way it kind of all goes in at once, and it's not going to hurt me too much. Okay, let's put the baby dragon down too. Let's get these guys down. And then we'll put the king down as well. And then I'm hoping to break that second layer of wall, but I need a couple of buildings to go down first before I can send my wall breaker. Like right now is perfect. Okay, nice. And then I'll rage through this middle area. I'm actually going to have to put some druids on my warden here real quick so that he doesn't get wrecked. Let's just make him invisible. Okay, and then I'm going to just use the earthquake boots right now because that's going to open up most of the rest of the base for me. And then I can actually just use my jump on the back end on this base because I didn't really need it early on. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to send my royal champion right now, which I think I'm actually just going to do kind of on this side over here. And then let's overgrowth the monolith in that area right now. I just want that out of the way. And let's see, what do we have left that we need to worry about? Let's just rage everybody right here. We've got a couple druids that'll get raged up in that area, so that's really helpful. We'll put these last guys down, and they're not going to really heal anything important because the other root riders and stuff are in the way, but this looks pretty smashed for the most part. I just need to worry about cleaning up the back end and then sending everything. I'm going to send my headhunter in now because I think that's the time is going to be okay. Oh, where did the royal champion go? And you can see, this is why I like the Phoenix with the royal champion here, because she's going to still be able to get the monolith even after she quote-unquote dies, right? We've got the rest of the walls to the base opened up. I think we've got everything healthy enough at this point. Really, the only thing that I need to worry about is the king, the enemy king, that is. But we've got a lot of stuff left. And again, this is hard mode, right? So this is going to be even more difficult than it would be in Legends League or in War or anything like that. We do have access to the rest of the base, but Expo is probably going to be the last thing that we go to, which is unfortunate, but I think we'll get there anyway. We've got a unicorn healing our stuff. I feel like everybody really likes the E-Titans, right? They were so good for so long in Town Hall 15, which was kind of one of the main smash armies that people used. But then when the Root Riders came out, and you see the skeletons, they just make the skeletons disappear. When the Root Riders came out and the hero equipment came out and stuff, they just weren't very good until now when the Earthquake Boots, you know, look at the range, just it breaks so many walls open. It's honestly pretty crazy. And again, I really do think that this army will be good enough to dethrone the Super Witches. It's kind of crazy how good they are.